All right, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to look at how to design an Okta architecture for an organization. That's what you're going to look at today. Now, before I showed you how you can design a nice Okta architecture for an organization, I need to break certain things down for you before we go ahead. But first of all, I just want to say thanks to anybody who have subscribed to my YouTube channel and also like my video. I really appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when you have to plan a lot before you do a video, and for me sometimes it's like if you watch my videos are raw. I don't really add a lot of editing to it. I just go straight to the point. I give you the information that will help you. So today we are going to do something a little bit different. But before that, I want to just explain to you how the Okta architecture works so that it will help you to know whenever you are trying to design an Okta architecture for an organization. So now, the Okta architecture is a graphical It's a graphical interpretation of how the Okta has been set up in the organization and how things are flowing together, or how the Okta flow is working in an organization. So first of all, whenever you join a company, right? Whenever you join a company, the first week, I'm sure the first day is going to be the onboarding days, what we call it, the onboarding time and everything, meeting new people, doing meetings and that kind of stuff. And then they start giving you access to account. Now, the first thing that you're going to do on your third or fourth day when you start working is that you need to ask for the Okta architecture for the organization, right? Let me repeat it again. I said that you need to ask for the architecture that has been designed for the organization. Now, why should you ask for that? The reason why you should ask for that is because when you get the architecture, you understand how things flow. Unless maybe you are somebody who doesn't know how to read, right? Who doesn't know how to read architectures and that kind of stuff, doesn't know how to read designs. But I think that architectures sometimes can be more simpler for you, and it's just a matter of just looking at the drawings and understanding how things are flowing on the drawings, and that will give you a fair idea of how the Okta has been set up in the organization and how things are flowing. Now, if you fail to do that, I'm telling you, you are going to encounter a lot of problems, because the architecture is what is going to give you what has been set up, what application is joining to what application, what SSO protocol was used for one application, and what SSO protocol was used for another application. How user data pushed to Okta, and how is the distribution going. So you need to know all these things. When you look at the architecture, it's going to give you how all these things are set up. So when you get the architecture, you have to read. You need to study the architecture. Okay, the flow start from the HR system all the way through Okta, through maybe Office 365, or maybe let's say the setup is a hybrid environment. Okay, so they have two data stores. One is coming from Active Directory, one is coming from an HR system. Okay, how is that translating to other applications? How is the provisioning, and everything? So the architecture will give you everything. And today, I have to let you know the video is going to be a little bit longer, because I'm going to take my time to explain a hybrid Okta architecture, and also a cloud Okta architecture. There are two, and I don't want to do two videos. I just want to sum everything into one and then show you, because we have a design for a cloud-based environment, and we have a design for a hybrid. Because if a company is a hybrid environment, how do you set up the Okta, right? So you need to know how to set up Okta for a hybrid environment. But before you can do that, you need to do the architecture. Now, if you know this, we see that before a building engineer will build you a house, they first of all need to draw the architecture of the house. And when you get architecture, you don't need to live in the house to know where the bedroom is, where the storage room is. Just by looking at the architecture, you can know everything about a house, right? So that's exactly the same thing about the Okta architecture. When you get architecture, you will know how the workflow is going on in the organization. So this is very, very important. So that's one thing. Whenever you go, like whenever you start a new job, tell your boss to give you the architecture of the Okta setup so that you know how things are done. I'm sure you were asking, okay, what about if they don't have the architecture? Well, if they don't have the architecture, then what you can do is that you need to ask your boss how are things flowing and how are things connected to each other. Then you can do a graphical, or yeah, you can just picture everything in your mind, and then get the pen and paper and start drawing things, right? I'm sure somebody's going to ask that, well, as an Okta engineer, am I supposed to design stuff? Oh yeah. If you go to a company and then the company they don't have an Okta architect, or let's say an IAM architect, but you have been hired to be, let's say, an IAM engineer, or as an Okta engineer, or as an Okta manager, or as an IAM manager, definitely you have to draw the architecture for the company, because that shows that you know, like, you are on top of your work. You know, whenever you go for an interview and they ask you some questions about Okta, always try to chip in the Okta architecture and explain things to the hiring manager, and it will tell them that you know what you're talking about. And I have another video coming up about Okta, preparing for Okta interviews. I'm going to share with you some of the questions that I was asked so many times, like when I was doing interviews for Okta position and also for IAM positions, and I'm sure it's going to be a blessing to you. And I want you to just like my video and then subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. Now let's get back. All right. Yeah, welcome back. So the first thing first, before you start designing, I told you earlier that you have to check what other people have done, right? So the first thing you need to do is sorry, the first thing you need to do is to understand your environment, right? So for example, if your environment is a hybrid environment, how are you going to set up the Okta? If the environment is a cloud-based environment, how are you going to set up? How are you going to design the architecture? Sorry. So it is very, very important that before you design, you understand your environment, because you are designing the architecture. It's a solution. It's like you are building a solution for your company. So now, the first thing you need to do is that you go to Google and you type Okta architecture, and then you go to images. So you see that there is a lot of architecture. There's a lot of different architecture here. So you have to look into this, the one that looks a little bit of how your environment has been set. Then you can go ahead and pick it up. But before that, let me show you what I designed. So I designed this. So for example, let's say let's say I have a company. The name of my company is TechBet. Yeah, I don't really have a company, but I'm just saying it. So let's say I have a company. The name of my company is TechBet. My environment is a hybrid environment. So I have an Active Directory on-prem that has been integrated into Okta. So how does this architecture work? Or what is the meaning of this architecture? So the first thing is that in my company, I'm still using the TechBet company. So in my company, for example, let's say I have Workday in the environment. So Workday is my source of truth. So Workday is using Scheme to get to provision the users into Okta. Now, apart from that, also, let's say I have a ServiceNow as a ticketing system where people can submit ticket, But before that, the users has to be in ServiceNow. So how do I get the users to ServiceNow? So what I need to do is that I need to provision the users to ServiceNow. So Workday push the users to Okta, and then I use Okta to provision the users also to ServiceNow. So that is this one. So the protocol that I use, I don't know if you can see the protocol. Let me just increase it a little bit. And let me also increase this protocol. So the protocol that I use for ServiceNow is SAML. The protocol I use for Workday is Scheme. Now, if you want to understand this, how this works, when you go to your Okta tenant, so here is my Okta tenant, and then you come to applications, you go to browse app catalog, and then you search for ServiceNow. When you scroll down, you can see that when you look at the provisioning, and now the SSO for the provisioning is SAML and then SWA. The SWA simply means secure web authentication. So which simply means that you can use SAML to do the provisioning. The provisioning is one to create users, update users, deactivate users, blah blah blah. Yeah. So when you come back again, so that is exactly what I've done here. So yes, then the next thing is that when you look at here, this is the Okta. So Okta is 7.7 as the back end, and this is the front end of Okta. This is where the users will come and then click on the application, and then it will take them to their application. So for example, let's say this is the application that I have in my organization, the tech-based organization. So I have SQL, I have Salesforce, I have Office 365, RingCentral, Zoom, Amazon, Salesforce, Slack, and Duo. So let's say that this the SaaS application that I have in my environment. Now, all these applications have their own single sign-on protocol that we use to do the integration. So here, so as you can see here, let me increase this one a little bit for you guys. Let me bold it a little bit. Yeah. So you can see that here I have SAML /W -F, and then I have the scheme, right? Scheme. So scheme is also one of the single sign-on protocols, right? So all these applications uses each of these applications has their own protocol that I use for the integration, right? Now when you come down here, this side, so this is an employee here, or the employees. Now the employees will log into the Okta dashboard, and so this is going to be the Okta interface, and what the protocol, what do we call it? The per the policy that has been implemented, the users are signing in using using multi-factor authentication. So I have the MFA also here. So this is a multi-factor authentication, and also have a single sign-on also here. So just to let you know that this is a single sign-on flow. So when the users put in their username and password, and then they verify, it get them in. They go through the Okta dashboard, and then they can get access to all these applications that will be assigned to them. So that is the other side. Now the other side again is the on-prem side. So this is a hybrid environment. So this is actually a written firewall here. Let me just put it here right before I forget. So this is going to be our firewall. All right. So this is my company's firewall. So here I have the organization, I have the server here, and then I have AD agent /LDAP. Now, this side is my network side, my on-prem network. This is the internet, right? So now I want the users who are in the local server, which is the Microsoft Active Directory, to connect to Okta. So how can I do this? So first of all, before I can do this, I need to install an Okta AD agent, or I can use LDAP. So let's say, so this is the Okta AD agent, And what this thing is doing is that it is serving as the gateway between the Active Directory and then Okta. So this AD agent serves as the door, right? It serves as the door, so so that the users on the server can be pushed to the to Okta, and then it will allow the local users here to get access to this. So now, if the local users want to get access to this application, they don't have to go through the local what do we call it, the server, and go through the AD agent, and then go to before they can come here. No, they go straight to the Okta dashboard. The reason is very simple. The reason is because the local users here have been pushed from the Active Directory through the AD agent to the Okta back end. So now these users have been registered with Okta, so they don't need to go through this and then go here. They go straight away to the Okta dashboard and they can get access to these applications. So this is my architecture for a hybrid environment. Now let's look at a cloud environment. So this is the cloud environment. So let's say, let me change this one to Samuel. All right. So let me increase this to 16. Alrighty. Let me hold it in a little bit. Okay, great. And then let me. Oh no, just a minute. We will go through. I'll take you through that so that you know how to design it. If you have never designed anything in your life before, this video is going to be a good video for you. All right, so now let's get into business. So it's almost the same thing as this, but just that this one is for a cloud environment. So let's say you join a company, and the company they don't have on-prem Active Directory connected to the Okta tenant, or maybe so they ask you to design architecture for this for the environment. This is how it's going to work. So let's say, for example, the company uses Workday. So this is Workday. Workday is feeding into Okta. So Workday then becomes the data store. Let me just, so the data source, data store, or source, however, or source of truth. That is Okta terms. All right, so Workday becomes a data store that is feeding the user. Then okay. Those of you who don't know Workday is an HR system. So whenever you get hired, they create your profile on Workday. I'm sure everybody knows Workday, because if you're applying for a job, you definitely have to go through Workday. Yeah. So Workday is the data store, and then Workday is feeding the users into Okta. Right. Now, Okta has been integrated. All these applications have been integrated into Okta. So we have these employees here, and the employees do not they work in different countries, or they work in different state. So these employees here, they use their computer, and then they use their phone to verify using Okta Verify. So they go through that MFA, and after going through MFA, let me bold it a little bit. This is single sign-on, just like the way I did the other one. So we have this is a single sign-on. So the users here, they go through MFA, and they get access to it. So this arrow here is showing you that this is a single sign-on flow that is allowing the users to get to the Okta dashboard to get access to all these applications. So now you see that whenever you join a company, I've never really used Workday before, but sometimes when you join the company, they'll definitely create a profile for you. They'll create a profile for you from your data store. So for example, they'll create a profile for you in Workday. That is where you can go there and then put in your benefits. You put in all your benefits and that kind of stuff, and how the environment, the organizational settings and everything will sometimes be in Workday, so you can go and then check everything. All right. So if you want to get into Workday so that maybe you can put in your time or anything like that, the users here go through using a single sign-on to get access to it. So the users, so these employees will sign into the Okta dashboard using the same password. When they click on Workday, it takes them straight up to Workday. It will not ask them for password or any or another username. So immediately they click on Workday, single sign-on will activate, and then the users will go straight into Workday to check their profiles or maybe check their benefits or anything like that. So yes, so this is an architecture that I've done. Now let's go and look at some of the architectures out there. So something just to remind you, always remember, look at what other people have done. So when you come here, these are different architectures. So when you pick this one here, so this is another architecture. So you see that here is the internet, this side is your network. So we have the local users, we have remote users. Now we have the on-prem SaaS application, which is Microsoft Dynamics. So what is happening is that the remote users go straight, right? The remote users go straight to get access to these applications here, and then the local users also go through this file to get access to that. Now those local users, they go through the AD agent. Now they have it at the LDAP, but to be honest with you, if you go to the office and you're trying to get access to it, I'm not sure. No, you don't go through the AD agent. The AD agent is the agent that serve as a gateway or serve as a door for the users on the Active Directory side to be pushed into Okta, right? So this is somebody's architecture. Let me check. This is also another architecture. When you look at this one too, this is also a different architecture, right? So you just look at this and then you understand how things work, and then you use it to build your own. This one is also a different architecture, right? Okay, great. So now let's go and then start doing things. So I'm going to first of all start with the hybrid environment. Or let me just, in order not to just let things, okay, let's do this. Let's design the cloud architecture. So let's say, for example, then after that we can design the hybrid environment. So come here, and then yeah, and also I forgot. So I told you earlier that I use Canva. So this is the website for Canva. You can come here and then sign up. It's for free. You can sign up on Canva. Then you search for whiteboard. So you're going to use whiteboard to design the architecture. So whiteboard, you click on whiteboard. All right. Now, the first thing you need to know is that you have to come to your tenant. Keep me signing. You have to come to your tenant, come to applications, and then look for all the applications so you have to look for all the applications that are being integrated into your tenant. So there are some of it that I don't have here, but I'm just going to just guess. So for example, let's say I have Microsoft 365. I'm going to click on this and then save the image. Oh, if I'm not getting it. So let's say, let me show you real quick something. Okay, hold on. So let's say these are the applications that I have in my organization. So what you do is that I have Workday and ServiceNow. You go to Google and then type Workday logo. So you search for Workday logo, you click on this, and then you save this image on your computer. So you save, let me just do one and then show you. So you save this page on your computer. Right. Okay. So you save this on your computer and you locate where the logo is. So you can see the logo here is in my downloads. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to open the whiteboard, and then I'll drag the logo into my canvas. So you see that I've uploaded the logo, right? Let me try a second one so that you can learn how to do it. So for example, the other thing is that the company, we use ServiceNow. So you come to Google and then you type ServiceNow logo. So then you look for ServiceNow logo, you click on it, and then you save this, and then click save. You come here, and then this is the logo. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to open my Canva, my whiteboard, and then I'll drag the ServiceNow into it. Yes, right. Now I'm not going to download almost everything, no, because I already have them downloaded here. So I was just showing you how to do it, right? Okay. So now the next thing is that now we have to go and then start a drawing. And this is where some people don't really like. So as I told you, now let's say you know how things are working. You know that the company, you have Workday, you have ServiceNow, right? You bring it to the canvas. Then you start thinking, okay, so Workday is the source of truth. But the other thing is that you have to, let me quickly show you another thing. Because I told you earlier that whilst you are designing it, you have to still be looking, let's say Okta architecture. Let me pull this one here. And then let me pull one that is much simpler for you to see. So let's say, let me bring this one here. All right. So you see that, now let me show you. Now you see this architecture. Please don't copy this one for your company. All right. So you see this. So if the first thing you need to do is that you need to look for this cloud, right? This logo. I'm going to show you how you can get this. So let me close this one here, and then open this. You see this? So the way you can get this is you open your snippet, your snipping tool, and then you click on new, and then you come here. So this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna cut this side. Oh, sorry, this is not really clear. Because when you search for a logo like that, a cloud, something like that, it's very difficult for you to find on the net. So you just cut this, and then you go and then save this. This will be downloads, and then you type it, Okta Cloud logo. All right. Now the next thing that I want to do is that, let me come to here, and I'll drag it. So let me just drag it. Where is it? Okta Cloud logo. So I'll drag in here. Perfect. So before you start building, I forgot to tell you this. Before you start building, start with Okta first. Yeah, start with Okta first. So let Okta be the one in the middle. I can go ahead and then just crop this image a little bit. Okay, great. So Okta here will be the because you have to start from the middle. The middle one is the most important thing, because they all connect to it, right? So you start with the middle one. So now you have Workday as a data as the data store. So you bring Workday here, right? You bring Workday here, and you also have ServiceNow. So ServiceNow is different because Okta pushes users to ServiceNow. So you can put ServiceNow here. It depends on however you want it. You can put ServiceNow here, or you can put ServiceNow here, depending on however you want it. So you have this. Now the next thing is that when you look at architecture, you look at, where's the other one? When you look at this architecture, right, it has the cloud here. When you look at other architectures too, you look at this architecture, they have the cloud also here, right? So what you're going to do is that you have to go and then search for cloud icon. Great. So now you have this cloud icon here. Search for the one that you think that is nice. So for me, I like this one. So I'll go ahead and then save this image. Okay, it will not be saved because it's WEB file, which I don't like. So I need to search for the one that is either PNG or JPEG. So which cloud should I use? All right. So I'm not going to waste much time. So you can go ahead and select the one that you have because I already have it downloaded. So yeah, I already have it downloaded here. So I'm not going to waste so much time here. So you bring the cloud also here, right? Great. Now ServiceNow will be at the top here. You bring the cloud has to be open because it's going to be big. You can push it a little bit to the right side so that you can get this bar, and then you can drag it. You have to make it big because it's going to contain all your applications. So you need to make sure that it is a little bit bigger. And okay, great. So now you position everything. So the next thing is that oh, I also forgot to show you something. When you come here, where's the other one? When you look at Workday, it has two arrows, right? Now these two arrows has a meaning. Every arrow that you see here, it has a meaning. So the Workday to Okta has a meaning. It has two arrows. The first arrow is that Workday is pushing the users to Okta. Okta is also sending some kind of effect to Workday. So basically what is happening is that whenever, like for example, whenever a user is going through a lifecycle management, if the user attribute is changed in Workday, it will sync to Okta. If anybody changes something about a user, now it will also sync back to Workday. So it's like a two-way flow. It's not just a one-way flow. So that's the reason why I have two arrows here. So this is a two-way flow. So there's a meaning to the arrows, right? All right, let's come back here. So now I have this one here. I have this one here. What am I supposed to do again? So here, I need to then bring my applications. So my company uses Sophos. So I already have Sophos. I'm not talking about my current company. I'm just saying that, let's say if your company uses Sophos, you have to go and download the Sophos logo. So let me put Sophos here. The next thing will be my company uses Cisco Duo. I'll just drag it inside here. My company uses SQL. So I'll get a logo, bring the logo in here. Company uses Slack. So I'll just go and then bring the logo here. My company uses Amazon. So I'll just push it down a little bit. It's okay. Yeah, for the sake of time, let's just use only this one. So now I understand that my environment is a cloud-based environment. Right. So the next thing is that how do users get access to it? So you need to go and then keep me signing. So you need to screenshot, come here, your end user dashboard, sign in with FastPass, get a push. All right, here we go. Okay, let me just verify my identity. Great. So I have this here. So what you need to do is just take your snipping tool and then start from here. Oh no, sorry. Let me go back again, click on new, and then let me start from the top here. So because you don't want anybody to know that you are an admin, what you do is that you come here and then you pick this and then you select a color, white, and then you can even go ahead and then even increase the dent. You can come and then, wipe this thing off. Then nobody will know that you are an admin because it's an architecture that you're doing. You can even go ahead and then wipe everything. Yeah. can wipe everything. Then you can go ahead and then save this. So it will be dashboard, and it should be in the download, so it becomes more easier. So I'm going to minimize this and then come back to my canvas, open this up to downloads, and then I'm going to drag it here. Okay, great. So now I can bring it here and then minimize it a little bit. Great. So just put this one here. Now I need to go and edit this a little bit so that I can get the lines that I'm looking for. So I can pick this one. Oh, this is too that. Okay. Yeah. Oh no, this is too white and I'm not seeing the lines. Let me see if I can get one that I can see the lines. I think that this one will help. I'll be able to see the lines. Okay, so we have this one here. Now we need the user. So when you look at this one here, you see that we have a user. So we need to get this. So we go back to Google and then we go to Okta architecture. Yeah. And then we have to look for ones that we think that will be best. Let me look for this. Let me check this one out. This is LWs. This is users. No. Let me check this one too. So there's a lot of different a lot of architectures out there that you can check on it. Okay, you know some. Let me. So basically, you can come and then pick this one up, or you can pick this one. Yes, and then you can use your snipping tool, new, and then you can cut this side, right? I already have it, so I'm not going to do it because of time. So I have here. This is it. So I just have to bring the users here. So we have the users. I can edit it a little bit, adjust it, and then let me crop it. And okay, perfect. So I can say that this is my remote users. I can place them here. All right. So now we have this. What again is left? We have to now understand the workflow. So how does this thing work? Okay. For the sake of time, I'm going to maybe like forward the video a little bit so that you will see how this thing works. But first of all, when you come to element here, you search for this arrow. Make sure that you reduce it a little bit. It's gonna mess up. So let me just reduce it a little bit. Great. And then I'll just put this one here, and then I'll come to this top here and reduce the line weight to 2, and then I'm going to change the color. So when you come here, you see the line color. I'm going to check the Okta color. Great. And then I will duplicate this, copy, Control V, make sure that it aligns with it. Right here, start messing up, so let me just bring it here and then I can straighten it a little bit. Perfect. So now this is going to serve as a two-way. Great. Then the next thing will be here, connecting from here. So we just Control C and Control V, and then we have this one here. You can use this one, put this one here a little bit. Great. Be in the middle. Now we need to connect this one to the users here. So we have users. So we need to come and then let me click on CO, click on this one, and I'm going to reduce it a little bit. But before that, it has to, let me bring this one instead. So we have this one here. I'm going to push it straight away to them here. I'm going to straighten it a little bit. Great. And then we have this. Let me just straighten it 90. Great. And then pushed and make sure that it aligns with everything. And then we have this one here. We can just go ahead and then push this one here. Now the next thing I need to do is just make sure that I reduce the line weight to 2. Well, you can forward this, yeah. But now I hope that you understand what I mean. Okay, so now we have this. You can also reduce it. You can reduce it a little bit. Okay, great. So now we need to search for the workflow here. So basically what is happening here is that we need to, okay, let me get this one for. So the reason why I'm bringing this arrow is that we want the users to connect to Workday, because Workday is flowing through here. The users account are in Workday, so the users have to go through the Okta dashboard and then get connected to Workday. Great. All right, perfect. So let me just copy and then paste it, and then just make it straight to 90. Great. Go straight up here. Let me reduce it a little bit. Perfect. Great. Now we reduce the line weight to 2. We reduce this line weight also to 2. All right, great. So then the next thing is that we need to connect this one. So in order to do this, you can just pick this one of this arrow, copy and then paste, and then you can bring it here, just lift it up a little bit. Great. And then just do copy and paste. This one will be copy and paste here. Do another one, paste, and then you have it here, and then do another one, paste. But this time you're going to, this one should be open a little bit. Okay, then with this you do copy and paste again, and then you do this. Then the last one, do copy and paste, but you need to make sure that you straighten this one a little bit to 0. Okay, great. And then you push this one here. This one will go straight. Now the next thing is that you need to get one of these and then paste it. You bring it here. You make sure that you straighten it a little. We straighten it to 0. So you have 0. Perfect. And then you reduce it. Great. So that you can carry this and then connect it to this. Great. You copy this and then you do exactly the same thing to the other ones too. Paste. You do the other ones also. Great. And then you do exactly the same thing to the other ones, but we need to make sure that we reduce this one. This one is a little bit longer, so you bring this one here. Perfect. And then you do another one, paste, and then you bring this one also here. Great. So now we have this. Perfect. So now we need to also connect this to copy and then paste. So you come here and then you do the arrow, because it's just going to be a one-way flow. It will not be a two-way. It's just going to be a one-way flow. So yeah, I don't know why this is messing up. Okay, perfect. So now we can bring this one here a little bit. Okay, perfect. So now we have this. Let me go and check if everything is correct. Okay, great. All right. So now the next thing that we need to do is just to make sure that we know what we're doing. So we go and then you pick up test here, and then you type single sign on. Make sure that reduce it a little bit. Perfect. You bring it here. We know that this flow going in here is a single sign-on flow. Copy and then paste it here, and then you type in MFA, because the reason why you're putting it here is because the users are going to go through MFA. I'm sure somebody is asking, why didn't I get this? Because I was searching for it. Because of time, that is the reason why. So you can go ahead, just like I showed you, you can go ahead and then search for it. I don't really see it here. I don't know. I don't remember where I copied it, but you can go ahead and then search for it. All right, great. So now, but I have it in mind, so I can go ahead. Let me go to uploads. Let me see if I can still find it. Let's see. I'm not finding it. Let's see. That is wow. Okay. So let me just copy this. So copy this and then bring it to my whiteboard and then just paste it here. Yeah, because I can't really find it. So I'll just go ahead and remove this one. And then I'll bring this one here and just reduce it a little bit. Okay. So now, so first, so you're not done, but so the next thing is that you need to know what protocol is feeding to Okta. What protocol is feeding from Workday to Okta. So you need to go back to your applications, keep me signing, and under here, so for example, let's say I'll take Microsoft Office 365. I'll come to sign on here. I'll see that here I'm using secure web authentication, so exactly the same thing. So if you have a Workday, I'm sure probably Workday uses SCIM, or so yes. So when you click on Workday, you see that Workday supports SAML and then also secure web authentication. So where is it? So I can come here. I need to copy this. So copy and then paste. And then I'll type in this one, SAML, because it support only SAML. So SAML. So this connection here is SAML. Copy and then paste this one here. This is also a SAML flow from ServiceNow to Okta. Is it ServiceNow to Okta or Okta to ServiceNow? No, it should be from Okta to ServiceNow. So let me turn the arrow. Great. Perfect. So it's the users from Okta that they push it to ServiceNow. Great. So it's just a one-way flow. It's not a two-way flow. It depends on how your company has set it up, right? That is exactly how you're gonna do it. So now the next thing is that you need to also identify which flow is this, which is a single sign-on. So you copy this, and then you come and paste this one here. Great. Now you need to also identify which flows, which protocol were used to integrate into Okta. So you can see that I Office 365, it was the Office 365 was secure web authentication. So I can come here and then search for Office 365 logo. So let me get this one here. I can get this logo here, save image to downloads, and then I come to whiteboard. And then Office 365, where are you? Let me draw it in here. So I have Office 365. Perfect. So I can, let me edit this so that it does it. Let me just crop it a little bit. Perfect. Okay, great. All right, so I can go ahead and reduce it a little bit. So there's Office 365 in my company. That's what I have it in TechBet. So now I have the whole of this. So you need to identify which protocol is working. So you can just copy this. So copy, and then you paste it here. probably maybe Office 365 uses secure web authentication. So I'll do /SWA. I'll do /SWA. If there's an application that uses scam, just add scam to it. Scam. This is 42 minutes. Wow. So you can just bring it here. Right, let it be here. Make sure you push it here. Okay, perfect. So now basically you can see, so anybody can know this architecture. Very, very simple architecture. So the users from here goes through MFA single sign-on to get to the Okta dashboard. They go straight to Okta, and then they can get access to these applications. They want to get to Workday. It's very simple. They go to Workday. Now Okta is using the SAML protocol to push users into ServiceNow. Workday uses SAML to do provisioning. So you push it here. Whatever happens in Workday, it syncs to Okta. Whatever happens in Okta, it syncs back to Workday. This is very simple. The next thing that you need to do is just to name your architecture. So you come here and just say Okta architecture. Let me see if I got this workflow. So now we have this Okta architecture here, and the next thing you need to do is to go to bring your company's logo. So my company is TechBet, so I can just pick there, but I need to make sure that this one is in the middle. Great. So I can even go ahead and increase it a little bit, and then I'll bring my logo here, and then make sure that I open it a little bit, and then I'll put it here in the middle. The next thing is that I can reduce it a little bit. So this then becomes the architecture. Very, very simple. This is very simple. I'm sure somebody wants me to somebody also want me to do their the hybrid environment. So I'm going to add a hybrid environment too. I'm not going to do it separately. This is going to be a very quick tutorial. So now this is it. The next thing is that the hybrid environment. Where's the hybrid environment? This is the hybrid environment. So you need to get a firewall. So you come to Okta here, and then still type the Okta architecture, and then you can get this one here. Like I told you earlier, just use, you are the one designing, so you understand it. So you can just go and then click on new, and then you start from here, right? You know what I'm saying? You get it, right? And then after that, you can edit it and then put it back. So now this is the architecture. So now you have this. The next thing is that you need to look for the AD agent. So at the same time, you can come here and then type Okta AD agent, and the AD agent, they have different ones, so depending on whatever you want to use. So this is also an Okta agent. They have different ones. So with this one, you can come and then steal this one. You can come and copy this this one, and then now so if it's a hybrid, you understand that you have a server. So you need to install the AD agent on the server, right? You need to install the AD agent on the server so that the server has a window to connect to it, right? So let's say I already have everything. So the first thing is that I need to put in I need to bring my firewall. So this can also be a firewall as we normally use it in networking. So this can be a firewall. I can decide to put a firewall here. Let me just go and edit this, crop it a little bit. It's too big. So I can decide to use this one as a firewall depending on however you want it. Perfect. All right. The next thing is that, let me just make sure that I get this one up here a little bit so that I can get the bar here. Great. So this then become the firewall here to the internet. Now the next thing I need, Active Directory. I've already downloaded it, so this is going to be the Active Directory. Let me just bring it here by a little bit. server. Right, I have my server here. This is going to be my organization. I copied this from Google, so you can also get it from Google. This is going to be my organization. The next thing is that I need to bring the AD agent. Right, this is the AD agent. Let me open it up a little bit. I need to bring this. So this is the Okta AD agent. And so, all right, let me just reduce it a little bit. Great. Let me expand this a little bit and make sure that this is reduced a little bit. Great. We have this one here. Let me just make sure that I can get enough space here. Yeah, make sure this is here. This is in the middle. Okay. All right. So now what I can do is I just go ahead and then just link everything. So copy and then paste. Now this is going to be a two-way flow. So, but you need to make sure that we are getting this one so that it gets straight up connected. Hold on. So this has to go through the firewall all the way to Okta. Why does it go up like that? Oh man, I hate this. Okay, copy and then paste. All right, so this is going to be a two-way flow, and I'll explain to you the reason why it's a two-way flow. So let's see if I can still get it up here. Perfect, I can still get it up. Let me just reduce it a little bit, and then I can go ahead and carry it, bring it here. This thing is very long. Okay, bring it here. Perfect. All right, in order to know the difference, let me go ahead and then make changes to this one. Let this one be red. Oh, let me increase the density to 3. Perfect. All right, so this is gonna be copy and then paste. It's gonna be exactly the same thing. Great. We have this one here, so I need to also bring this one up a little bit. Okay, so let's take your little time. I know it's almost an hour. Wow. So you're gonna this one a little bit here, make sure that we get it to 0, and then like I told you earlier, this is going to be this is also going to be a two-way flow. So we have this one here. Perfect. Great. So let me just intentionally reduce it a little bit for you. Perfect. Let me even bring this one in the middle here. Make sure that I get the best thing out of it for you. So now we need to get users. So let me zoom it a little bit here. Copy this, and then bring this one here. This is going to be it. All right. So we have employees here who are local. So let me go ahead and then call these people. Oh, where is it? Oh, there you go. So we have this one here. I'm definitely going to use it. So this is going to be local employees. Oh man. Local employees. Perfect. Let me delete this one. Perfect. And then bring this one down here. Okay, so I think that you are looking at the way I'm arranging things. Great. And this one will be remote users. So let me come here and then let me make sure that you can see it. So let me go ahead and then take this one off and then bring remote users here. perfect. So when I scroll down here, we have local employees. All right, great. Let me take one of these, and then this one, it will just be just a one way. Right, so these users are connected to this. Perfect. So let me go and reduce it a little bit. So now, like I explained to you earlier, the users who are Active Directory users, they don't have to go to Active Directory and then go here. No, they have to go straight to Okta. So what is going to happen is that, let me just pick this one and then show you the flow. So this is going to be, let me bring this one here. Yeah, let me copy one of this and paste this one here so that you can see the difference here. So this one will go all the way here. Perfect. And let me just make sure that you can see this. Okay, so we have this one here. Oh man, I hate these arrows. Are you kidding me? Let me copy another one. So we're going to go through here and then go into Okta. Great. So as you can see, this is going to be our flow, our architecture. So the other thing is that you can select everything and you can expand it a little bit. You can expand this. Yeah, you can expand this. Perfect. All right, guys. So this is our flow. Oh, I'm even liking this one that I'm even liking this one than what I did earlier. This is what I did earlier. Now, man, I'm liking this one. So this is so nice. So this is a hybrid environment, and I'm telling you that if you do this for your boss, oh, he gonna love it. I'm being honest with you, he gonna love it. So we can go ahead and then change this color here to green. Okay, perfect. So now when you are done with this, you can go ahead and then come to file, and then you download this one. This is so beautiful. I'm being honest with you, I just did something, I have to praise myself. If you like this video, please, if you like the way I have explained things and the way I've designed things, please go ahead and then subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will really appreciate it. So this is going to be the new let me see, TechBit architecture. All right, perfect. So great. So now I can go ahead and then open my architecture here. I'll come to downloads. I think I saved in downloads. All right, so let me minimize this and then open this one up for you. Perfect. All right, I like this. I like this a lot. So you see that it's so much easier. You can really understand how this workflow, how everything is working together. So if you like this video and the way I've explained things to you, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will really appreciate you liking this video. If you're not going to subscribe to this YouTube channel, you just like this video. All right, thank you so much for your time. If you got any question, just put the question in the comment section, and let's see how best I can help you with that. Right. So thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you subscribing and you liking it. All right. Bye-bye.